Hi, my name is Dr. Joaquim Almeria. I'm an expert in self-defense and martial arts. And on this video, I want to share with you my best knowledge, the best techniques and the best advice that I can give you to survive a real self-defense situation. I've been doing this for over 30 years and I've distilled all my knowledge and all my expertise in 5 bullet points that I want to give you today that can save your life tomorrow. Suave. Knowledge is power, and only these 5 things that I'm going to share with you today can save your life. So for those of you that don't know me, some of you maybe have seen me on movies or...
All the Paris-bound lanes have been blocked off. We'll reach the motorcade in a few minutes.
Yeah, if those fuckers want to strike on the freeway, they shouldn't be far.
Have you read my books or my articles, or you know me from my seminars? But if you don't know me, again, my doctor is Joaquim Almeria. I'm a doctor in Oriental medicine. I'm an expert in self-defense. I'm an instructor under Daniel Santos for Jeet Kune Do and Kali. I'm also an instructor under George Dillman for CURSO in self-defense using the pressure point fighting technology. I'm also studying Jiu-Jitsu with the Gracies and the Machados, and I've been doing this all my life. I'm instructor of the year in the Hall of Fame under the US. I've been in Iraq. I've been teaching the elite special forces for the US military. I was 1 year, 1 full tour in Iraq teaching them. I also trained and taught celebrities, movie stars, royal families, etc. As a matter of fact, one of my friends and a student, a good friend, is John Travolta, and thanks to him I got involved in the movie industry and whatnot. But let me tell you a little bit of my story. Again, for those of you who don't know me, I'm just a kid that was a big fan of Bruce Lee. When I was a little boy, I used to get beat up, I used to get bullied. I saw Bruce Lee on the screen and I went nuts. I went, wow, if I could be like him, nobody else would mess up with me ever again. So that drove me to learn martial arts and self-defense. And not only that, but I'm originally from Spain, as you can tell from my accent. And that ultimately took me to America. I wanted to be just like Bruce Lee. I wanted to go to America. I knew that there I could find the best martial arts instructors. And if I learned from the best, I would be a killing machine, right? Nobody else would mess up my face anymore. So that took me to America, and also I wanted to be like Bruce Lee. I wanted to get in the movies. Well, as you can imagine, that's a big ticket. I went to America looking for American dream, and it got to be an American nightmare really, really fast. So I went through all the struggles that you can imagine, and I ended up flipping burgers in McDonald's, washing cars, and doing whatever I could do because I could barely even speak the language. So I was there in a bad place. I couldn't fulfill my dreams. I was trying hard and nothing was happening. So what happened? I learned that what was really stopping me was a little bit of my self-esteem. I wasn't sure if I could do it. I had to work on my self-esteem issues. I had to work also on the tools and techniques on how to become an expert and highly paid expert. And I had to learn how to do it. So I worked a little bit on my fears and my self-esteem, and the lessons from the martial arts helped me a lot to do that. But also I met the industry, I met the martial arts millionaires, I met the guys that just teaching martial arts, made a fortune, and I picked his brains, I interviewed them, I joined their programs, I bought what they had to say or to sell. I did all that research and it worked for me. Thanks to that, now I can say I've been in the movies, I train celebrities like John Travolta, I train royal families, and I'm making a great living doing what I love. So if you just don't want to learn self-defense and you also want to learn how to make this a profession, I can definitely help you with that. But here's what I promise you. I want to share with you the best of what I know for on the self-defense field. And this can save your life. This is the most important tactical knowledge that you can, because it doesn't really matter if you train Krav Maga or Jeet Kune Do like I teach, or you train Taekwondo, Karate, Kung Fu. It doesn't really matter. If you don't have this that I'm going to share with you, you're dead in the water. I've seen it over and over again. Black belts in Taekwondo, Kung Fu, Karate, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to put down anybody here. It doesn't matter what art, self-defense system you study. I've seen experts fail in the street and get beat up badly. It was shameful. It's a bad image I still have in my mind, and every time I see it, it's just bad. And why that happens? Because those guys may have the technique, but they don't have the tactics. The tactics and the mindset is 99% of your survival. Tactics and mindset. And technique is only 1%. So the techniques I'm going to share with you are going to be awesome, going to be great, the best of what I learned in my 30 plus years of experience in the martial arts. But go home with this lesson. Always be alert. Be what we call in the yellow. In the color code of mental awareness, we call this being in the yellow, okay? Because condition white, what's condition white? Condition white is what 99.9% of the victims are when they get victimized. What does it mean? They're on their phone, their heads are inside their purses, they're texting or emailing on their phone, they're totally unaware of what's going on, their surroundings. That we call that being on the white. You can only be on the white when you're in your home, the doors are locked, the alarm system is on. I'm just kidding. When you're safe, you can be on the white. You can relax and you can be in la la land. But when you're on the street, you're in an environment where there are predators, and that's the reality of our streets. I don't want to be pessimistic here. That's just the reality. People get victimized. People get mugged, get raped, get assaulted violently, and that's just what it is, okay? And that happens on the street. So every time you're in the streets of America or anywhere in the world, please don't be on your phone. Don't be looking down at your feet. Don't be hunching. Don't be walking like a victim. Suave. Because the bad guys are going to target those that look easy. Bad guys are lazy by nature. They don't want someone that's going to put them in a fight, or they're going to it's going to give them work to do. They're looking for the easy ones. Who are the easy ones? The ones that are not paying attention, the ones that are distracted on the phone, the ones that look timid or walk like this or look at the floor or don't make eye contact, or the body language. So you need to become what we call in the industry a hard target. How do you become a hard target? Just being aware of your surroundings, walk tall, look at people in the eyes, and when you see something that doesn't really quite add up, that's tip number two. Number two strategy is trust your gut feeling. If something's telling you that person looks shady, it's for a reason. So let me ask you a question. What do you rather be? You want to be polite or you want to be alive? That should be a no-brainer. Sometimes, for risk of being unpolite, we don't confront people, or we don't switch sides, or we don't move away from this seat. You want to trust your gut feeling. If something's telling you that dark alley is making my hairs go up, or that person gives me the jeepers creepers, whatever it is, trust your feeling and act upon it. Even risking being unpolite, just do what your gut feeling is telling you, because that's another 99% of the victims. I've studied victim reports, I work with the police department, with the military, and all the time the victims report, I had a feeling about that person, but I didn't want to be unpolite, or I didn't want to be rude. And sure enough, they become a victim. So be aware and don't be afraid of being rude. If you need to confront someone and tell them, what do you want? Leave me alone. Change sides, change seats. Do what you must to stay alive. That's another tip, very, very, very important tip. Another tip I want to share with you is carry always a weapon. Carry an equalizer. You need to carry something. If you can carry a gun, carry a gun. If your state laws permit it, or your country laws permit it, carry a gun. If not, carry a knife. If not, carry a pencil, something sharp, a kubotan, a keychain that you can use, a comb. Weapons of opportunity are million. you need to carry some sort of weapon, because that way, first, you don't hurt your hands when you're trying to defend yourself. Second, if you're a female or somebody older, that gives you an equal opportunity against someone younger, stronger, and more aggressive. And there's 1,000 more reasons that I'll teach you more in detail when you subscribe to my newsletter and I send you more videos. But start thinking about carrying a weapon, any weapon, I don't care, even if it's a comb or a pencil that you use as a weapon. You're gonna carry it and you're gonna use it. God forbid, you need to defend yourself.
Muy suave, estómago 5.
That's another very, very important strategy or tactics. We call this tactics more than techniques. I'm going to share with you some techniques later on. I'm going to send you a bunch of free videos. I'm going to send you my test, my 10 best self-defense lessons and techniques that I want to share with you when you put your name and address in the form below. But for now, I want to give you some tips that can save your life tomorrow, even if you don't use any technique. But at least if you're aware, if you trust your gut feeling, if you carry something just in case you need to use it. And also, another tip that you need to know is don't start learning martial arts. And I'm a martial arts teacher. I've studied all my life martial arts, and I'm telling you that if you really want to learn self-defense, you don't want to learn a martial art, you want to learn a self-defense system. Like Jeet Kune Do. What I teach is Jeet Kune Do, and that is a self-defense system. You don't want to learn Taekwondo or Karate or Jiu-Jitsu or something that's more a martial art or sport. Even worse, don't learn a sport, even if it's a contact sport or something like MMA that may look very aggressive and very wow. It's not made for the street. It's not built for weapons. It's not built for multiple opponents. It's not built for an environment where there's adrenaline and there's no rules and no referee and broken glass and guns and knives. Don't learn that. Learn a self-defense system like the one I teach based on Jeet Kune Do, which is Bruce Lee's idea. Bruce Lee didn't create Jeet Kune Do as a sport or a martial art. Bruce Lee created Jeet Kune Do as a self-defense system, period. So learn a self-defense system, not a martial art. And also ask yourself, how good is good enough?
Tenéis dándole muy suave.
Another tip that I'm going to give you is, it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or you're already an expert, or you already have 10 black belts in all the dos, the Taekwondo dos and the Karate dos. You have all the dos under your black belt. I don't care. Ask yourself a question. How good is good enough? Because this is a never-ending process. It's not a product. You want to be always ready because there's somebody always better than you. If you train constantly, chances are minimal that you're going to find someone better prepared mentally or physically or technically. But if you just learn a few tips and a few techniques and you stop there, sure, it can save your life. Sure, you can be lucky, and if it works regardless. But I'm gonna inspire you to keep growing and keep learning. This should be a constant and never-ending process. So ask yourself, am I good enough? How good is good enough? Do I want to be better? And for that, I'm going to be here to help you and take you along the way. So if you find this valuable, if you like this information, if you like my style, if you want to learn more, I want to give you 10 lessons, and it's going to be more like a lesson, something that you can apply, not just so much theory or tactics like I share with you. I want to share lessons and self-defense techniques with you. So just put your name and address below, and I'll see you on the other side.